you don't want to miss out on all the fun, make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Naybor Games. I'm your host, Naybor, and today is Friday. Yes, it's finally Friday. The mundane week is finally coming to an end, and we can finally move on to the weekend. Also, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon come out today, so in honor of that, I am introducing some new series that I'm going to be doing. Each week I'm going to try my best to put out a video that's going to go over some of the new information we may have about new trading card sets, new video game news, stuff like that. I'm really excited about this, so I hope you are as well. Today we're focusing on all the cards that have been introduced that are coming out in Ultra Prism. Every card that has been announced up until the point when this video was recorded will be in this video, and then moving forward we'll just throw on the rest in the next video. So without any further ado, I want to jump on in to the first thing that I want to talk about. So we're going to start with common cards. Today we have Glameow. It is a colorless Pokemon, basic, and it has the attack Gentle Bite. It does 10 damage, and it's only for a colorless energy, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attack do 40 less damage. It's weak to fighting. It's good, but it's not amazing. Like, I'm not gonna like do backflips for this card. So here we are, one of the cards that we have from Ultra Prism's coming up, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next one, which is everyone's favorite, including my wife, Eevee. Eevee is getting another card in Ultra Prism. This card has 60 HP, which just seems to be basic for most basic Pokemon. It does Gnaw. It does 20 damage for one colorless energy, nothing super special, but what this could mean is we do have the possibility of seeing some evolutions coming into the set, into play this next set. However, I don't think that we're going to be seeing another GX evolution, at least since, well, Ultra Sun and Ultra Prism is supposed to have 10 GX cards. And out of those 10 GX, 5 of which are going to be Ultra Beast. So, with that being said, and there's also one GX on this list that we have today, but that being said, I really don't think they're going to waste one of the 4 spots on an evolution. They could, but hear me out. I feel like they could put in some evolution cards that are just regular, maybe uncommon or rare cards that could really benefit this Eevee, and also the energy evolution Eevee from Sun and Moon base. So that's my prediction. That's what I think and I see happening with that. So the next card we have is Volkner. Volkner is really going to play with a really good card here coming up soon. Search your deck for an item card and a lightning energy card, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This essentially could replace Skyla and also accelerate energy onto an upcoming Pokemon. It's just like every supporter, you can only play one during your turn before you attack. But it's going to be charging up this line of Pokemon. Here we have Shinx with the 50 HP, which isn't good. Don't get me wrong, it's not good at all. However, its ability is really what brings this thing full circle. Its ability, Runaway Evolution, this Pokemon can evolve the first turn or on the turn that it was played. This may or may not be, like, I'm not 100% on whether or not that is the actual translation. There's been a couple different ones that say it can only be evolved on turn 1 or your first turn, kind of like Talonflame can be played on if it's the only starting Pokemon you have. But that's just something, you guys can leave that up for debate down in the comments down below what you think it means. But I think this means that we could play this card and evolve it into this beautiful card, Luxio. I'm really excited about this. It almost doubles the HP. You're not going to get one-shotted by Buzzwole, which is tearing up the standard format right now. It's stage 1, evolves from Shinx, but it has the attack for one colorless energy, Electromagnetic Barrier. 30 damage, your opponent can't play an item card from their hand during their next turn. That means this is Seismitoad with less energy cost. This is fantastic, boys and girls. I am so stoked for this card because anything that can disrupt your opponent's turn is fantastic to me. And then we have something that we could play it off with if we evolve it to Luxray. Luxray is 150 HP, lightning type, still weak to the fighting, mind you, but its ability Intimidating Fang, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, any damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's attack is reduced by 30. That is fantastic. You're only going to see 60 damage coming from a Jet Punch on a Buzzwole. You will not get knocked out. But we can go one better and make this card almost broken. If you can play this with the Time Recall Shining Celebi from Shining Legends or the Ho-Oh Premium Collection box thing, you can use the attacks of any of your previous evolutions, which means you're going to be able to use Luxio's Item Lock attack and really tear up the format. I can see this being broken. I can see this being teched in, especially since its other attack, Voltage Arrow, which makes you have to discard all lightning energy attached to the Pokemon, and the attack does 150 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness resistance for bench Pokemon. So you can snipe for 150, which takes out pretty much any stage 1 or basic Pokemon. There are just a couple that may not. I can't. I'm not gonna say that it won't take out, or it will take out every basic Pokemon, but just hear me out. But if you can use that, as well as being behind in the prize race and getting a counter energy on this thing, or accelerating energy with Faulkner, you can see this thing really get a lot of play, almost be broken. I can't wait to play this card. But next we're going to run into Weavile, and I'm not particularly happy about having another Weavile in the standard, but it's a stage 1, evolves from Sneasel. For a colorless energy, it does Icy Wind for 10 damage, and your opponent's Pokemon is now asleep. That's good. That's a good little bit of disruption, but you can counter that by switching out or various other item cards, unless they have Item Lock, which Luxio and Luxray could do. Then we have Dark Command for 1 darkness energy. It does 50 damage times the number of opponent's Pokemon with abilities. Now, I only usually play 1 to 3 Pokemon with abilities in my deck, and most people will do the same. So at the most, you may be hitting for 150, 180 with a Choice Band. That's not bad, but you can't leave that up to chance. If you knew every deck you going up against had at least 3 or 4 ability Pokemon like Espeon Garb, or even things with Tapu Lele. Pretty much every deck is playing a Tapu Lele right now. We have a Marsh Shadow, Nihilego, GX. There's a bunch. So it's maybe a 1 or 2 of. Definitely in your dark type decks, but you're not hitting much for weakness right now. So let's move on to the next rare card in the set. We have Cresselia for 120 HP. 1 Psychic Energy gets you Crescent Moon turn. Discard an energy from this Pokemon. Switch all damage counters on this Pokemon with one of those of your the active Pokemon on your opponent's side. This can work really well, especially if you allow it to rack up damage from maybe Buzzwole or your opponent's Tapu Koko. You let that go and just get some damage on it. Move it to the active with 1 Psychic or a counter energy if you're behind, and then you use the attack. I would probably use it with the Psychic Energy, discard that energy, and move all that damage, retreat the next turn, and just continue to do that. It would really work. I don't see it being an amazing card, but I see it could really work in some decks. Then we have Psychic for a Psychic Energy into colorless. It's Psychic. It's the same Psychic we see on a Rangaroo. It does 60 plus 20 damage times the number of energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. And so lastly, we're going to move into the only GX we've had this week, Alolan Raticate GX. Why on earth they decided to do an Alolan Raticate GX is beyond me, but it's a GX. We're going to talk about it. It's a stage 1 and evolves from Alolan Rattata. For no energy, it does Throwaway. 40 damage. Oh, you have to discard 2 cards from your hand. This attack does 40 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So you could do 80 damage with a choice band. You're looking at 110 Kukui. You can't Kukui every turn, of course, but with a Kukui you could hit for 130. So yes, it's viable, especially since it does not require an energy. This attack could really do well early game. Early game, this is where you want to use this. You don't want this to be a finisher card. Then we have Hyper Fang, which I think is disgusting. It does 150 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. That's great and all. And I know we have the Victini that lets you go and flip a coin if something doesn't work in your way, but that still isn't guaranteed to work. So I don't really want to spend that much energy and that much on an attack that may not work. Last but not least, we have the Item Miner GX. This attack also has no energy cost, and you search your deck for 6 item cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. It kind of works in tandem with its first attack. It's a good way to search out things, but considering you can get end the turn after using that, is not something I would, like to shake a stick at, as we stay down here in the South. But I could see this getting some play just for the no energy cost to use that first move, and possibly even the GX move if you're playing a really meta deck. But I don't see it being something that is going to be having a deck built all the way around it. So that's all the cards we've had thus far this week for Ultra Prism that have been released. Let me know what you think of it. Also, let me know for your entry into this month's giveaway for this video. Go ahead and tell me what you think of these videos, if you think it was informative or not, if you would like for me to continue doing them, because I want to do some things that you guys want me to do. Leave suggestions for videos you'd like to see me post as well. Also, I have a Patreon. There's a link in the description down below. There are awesome prizes and things you can get if you sign up. Just go check it out. Every little bit helps. And if you liked the video, give it a big old thumbs up. And while you're there, hit subscribe for more awesomeness. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you real soon. Catch you on the flip side.